Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mishra and I do videos about budgeting and personal finance and a little bit of my debt-free journey, the good and the inevitable bad. So I recently started using an app called YNAB, so you need a budget. And so today what we're gonna do is we're going to budget my main paycheck. So I only get paid once per month from my main 9 to 5 job. And then sometimes I do get money here and there for side work that I do throughout the month. So unfortunately, one of my sources of income starting in August is going to go away. And so that's about $1,000 per month, which is pretty significant. But because of where I work, I get a tax credit from the CRA. And I was going to wait to claim that at tax time so I could get a lump sum refund. But because I have this source of income that's going away, it would be better if I claimed it through source deduction, so like on payroll each month. So I decided to do that. So I went through the process to get that done, and it turns out that because of that, I'm actually going to be getting now an additional, I think around $1,200 in my paycheck. And basically what it is, instead of like $1,800 of income tax being deducted, only around like almost $600 of income tax is deducted. So that's great for me. It kind of sucks because I was hoping to get like a huge lump sum at tax time that I could kind of decide what to do with. But at this time, you know, monthly cash flow is more important because I have a lot of things coming up soon. So that's what I decided to do. So my paycheck today, normally instead of being, it would normally be like $5,600, but this time it's $6,800. So it's a lot different than I am used to. And then I also have like $600 of other income that we're gonna budget today. So let's just get into it. So you can see here that I have ready to assign $7,592.82. And in my last video, I just kind of went to assigning the categories, but I didn't cover my overspending first. And so I think the subscriber named Budgeting Over 40, she suggested, or she said to make sure that you cover your overspent first, which it actually makes sense to do that. But I think I didn't do that last time because I knew that I would have money in this check to cover my overspent. But that doesn't really make sense to do. It makes sense to cover your overspent first so that you know exactly what you have in each category left. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So we're gonna go over here to overspent, and as you can see, I've overspent in quite a few categories. So first, stuff I forgot to plan for. So there's a couple of things in here, but one of the things is I just went on a work trip and there was a lady at the counter about to board the plane, but she needed to check her bag and she didn't pay for it. And she only had cash and they wouldn't cover her cash. So she asked me, out of all the people that were there, she asked me if I could pay for her baggage and then she would just give me the cash. So it was $101. So I used my debit card and then she gave me the cash. And then I put it in the bank earlier on today. So it's part of this ready to assign. And then also there was some other stuff in that category. Yeah, I have a little hole in my budget or in my money situation, and it always ends up in there. So that's okay. We're going to first cover that with the ready to assign. I think all of these are just going to be covered with ready to assign. So I went away and I just bought something for someone. So that also I'm going to cover with ready to assign. And yeah, I'm basically just going to cover all of these with ready to assign and then see what I have left after that. Personal, I went and got some beauty stuff done today, so part of that is that. And yeah, home, I can't remember what that is. Ready to assign, same thing here. And then hopefully we still have money left over. Okay, so here, instinctually, I would probably not cover it, But then again, that defeats the whole purpose, because this is money that I spent that I'm going to get reimbursed for my work. But at the same time, I did use my debit card and it did take money from me being able to use another category. So I still have to cover the unassigned, not cover the unassigned. I do have to cover the overspend for right now until I get that money. And at that time, then it will just be kind of like extra income to put into whatever category that I needed to be put into. So ready to assign. Man, it doesn't leave me with that much more. Okay, so now we'll go back here, and the first thing I'm going to do is my bill. So I always do my giving first. So we're going to add $690 there, and then after that my rent. So I have this $18 here because I don't know, I guess at my old place, I still have my old place till the end of the month, and there was still some money that I owed for some reason that wasn't covered by my last month's rent. So that $18 is there, but we're gonna add our rent for August 1st. And so because I only get paid once a month, I generally pay all of my bills, or most of my bills, from now up until I get paid again. Utilities, so this right here is my electricity for my other house, my old house, which I won't have that again next month. But we're going to also add the one for this house for this month. Oops. And then I also have, which is $70.81. And then I also have two other utility bills. They're not due until August 7th, but again, I use this check to cover those bills. So one of them for my old house is $54.13, and the one for this house, because there's a setup fee, is $116, but normally it wouldn't be that much. Okay, and then, so we already covered that, so that's fine. So we do have our car insurance and renter's insurance, but I have to pay for both places right now. So this number is a bit higher than it normally is, but $341 plus 36. And then my loan, $350. And then we have insurance for all of our family. So this includes a bunch of different stuff. So it's $420. And now our subscriptions. So on top of these, I have other subscriptions like QuickBooks and, you know, Spotify, Dropbox, like all of these things. So I normally budget $300 for them. So in this category, we'll add $300. Okay, so that's that for the bills. And then normally at work, part of my salary or my income, I get a $600 travel allowance. And so I like to keep that separate from my other money, and I don't really budget it. I have had to use it because like I was moving and stuff like that. But I don't really like to use it because I kind of feel like it's not really part of my income. Like if any day the company wants to be like, you know what, we're cutting costs, we're taking away your travel allowance, I don't really want to put that $600 into my budget that I'm relying on. So you'll see here in this account, there's $708, so that $600 went there. So I'm going to put it, actually I'll put it here. That's what I'll do. I will put it here. So plus $600. So, because technically that was the work travel that I did anyways. So that makes sense to put it there. Okay. So now we have $1,137.74. So I'm going to, I'm going to assign $400 for groceries, and then I'm going to assign $100 for gas. Because, yeah, I work 10 minutes away from my house, so I don't really use that much gas. So $100 is basically like 2 weeks worth of gas. Okay, so let us see. Is there anything else that I forgot? No, so that's it. So I still have $637.74. So I want to... Okay, so one thing that I am thinking of doing, so normally I pay my groceries and all that stuff with my credit card, and then I take the money that I budgeted for groceries and gas and I put it on my credit card. But right now my credit card is at a point where I probably can't pay off the whole balance, and because I am losing that $1,000 per month, which I was normally used to getting every other week, and that's what I would use to do my groceries and stuff. I'm thinking that I'm going to probably stop putting it on my credit card and just using the money that I have in my bank account for my groceries instead of putting it on my credit card. I'm going to do it this time, but I think next time I'm not going to do that. And what that means is that I'm not going to be paying off my card, which means that I may have some interest accruing on my credit card in the next cycle, which is not the best, but I actually kind of just want to get an idea of what actually is my credit card debt right now. Because I'm always paying it off and putting it back on, paying it off and putting it back on, I kind of don't really know exactly what that amount is. And then once I have that amount, then I want to make a plan to try and pay that down so that I don't have a balance anymore. So I have this $600, and let's see, I think I accounted for everything that I needed to account for. All of the overspent is covered. So then I think I'm going to pay down on my credit card. So I think I'm going to add, how much? I think I'm gonna do for $420. Oops, but I had $370 here, so $370 plus $420. And that leaves $217.74. And then I think I'm just going to put this in the miscellaneous category. One thing I did want to do is put $200 in my tax-free savings account, but I was talking to my friend, and basically, like, I don't want to keep putting money in my tax-free savings account and then taking it out. So because I'm kind of going through this financial transition with losing money and adding funds and whatever, he suggested that I put the money aside and then kind of wait until halfway through the month, or I guess it would be halfway through probably next month because I get paid at the end of the month, and see at that time if I may need it, and if it looks like everything's okay, everything's working out, then put it in my tax-free savings account. So since I already have the $600 that I put aside, what I'm gonna do is I'll probably take 200 of that and transfer that to my tax-free savings account if I feel like I should do that later on. So anyways, that's basically my paycheck for this month, my May 9-to-5 paycheck. But one thing I did notice about YNAB is that it really keeps me accountable, because what I found since the last time I received a pay, I keep switching categories. Like, I have to keep assigning different money to different categories because I've just been overspending a lot. So I haven't really been monitoring, I guess. Even before, I was tracking my expenses, but that would be like way after the fact, right? So this is kind of keeping me a little bit more accountable, that, like, you know, if I do switch money or use money from a certain category, that means that I have to definitely take from another. So I've been doing a lot of switching around, and I'm hoping that over this next period of time, I don't have to do so much switching around, and I can just kind of stick to what I've decided to do. But anyways, that's all for now. Please like, subscribe, share this video with someone that you might think it's beneficial or who might be interested in trying YNAB, and I'll see you in the next paycheck. Bye.